She's got heart, she's got style, and she'll make it worth your while. She's got good news to help you. Get rid of the stress, just relax and be blessed. Listen, watch and grow with the Nadine Blair Show. Won't you come on in and be blessed? That's what you get when you're on the Nadine Blair Show. You'll be pointed to the Most High. Oh yeah, that's what you get when you're on the Nadine Blair Show. Won't you come on in and be blessed? That's what you get when you're on the Nadine Blair Show. You'll be pointed to the Most High. Oh yeah, that's what you get when you're on the Nadine Blair Show. You will be lifted and blessed by the Lord Most High when you're with the Nadine Blair Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nadine Blair Show. Well, I'm Nadine Blair, and it's so good to be here sharing with you. Finally, my darlings, it has been such a journey. I'm telling you, doing a show that whatever the name was going to be, it has been a stop and go journey, like the festival song that did win many years ago. But thanks be to God who always causes us to triumph. Tried and failed so many times. Started and could not go forward. Reached so far, had it in the bag, thinking this is a sign of moving upwards. But for every time I started and restarted, something was always in the way, blocking my path to fulfill my destiny. But there's a new wind blowing today. This one is for you, Lord. I'm not looking for another failing thread. This one is for you, Lord. I'm going through to the end. Oh, yes, I am. I'm starting again with you, my Lord. I'm walking out by your grace. You alone will cause me to triumph. You alone are the lifter of my head. So here is this idea, this craft, this set. Here are the words and the songs. Ready, set. Here, Jehovah, is this restart to the finish. On my mark, I go with you in the midst of it. This one is for you. Clap yourself. Woo-hoo. Now, I know going on a journey, whether it is to lose weight, like I've been trying to do for a long time, or to do some exams or whatever, it can be daunting. Not true? Because sometimes you're like, I can't do this, and you lose a pound and then you gain 3, and then you're like, I can't bother, and you just give up. And did you know that God always has a way to make a way for you to overcome? Guess what? I love walking. And so early mornings, I would get up and walk and get the fresh air and the breeze and all of that. And then COVID, I was doing that during COVID when school was keeping. And then COVID kind of did stop and school started to keep. And so the morning walk was not working. And I was like, God, I can't do this. And I went to do an event all the way in Lucy. And I met 2 young men from Adoration, Andre Watton, and they said to me, both of them separate, they said, you don't know what you do for me, Nadine. And I was like, what I do? When you get up and you do those videos and you encourage us, you don't know what you do. You're pushing us, you're encouraging us, and they don't know that I'm there with my struggles. Ain't it like that? You see people and you think they have it all together. Nothing about them at all. And then you hear a story like, again, 5 pounds, or a story like my son, Kirk Franklin. You know the video that went out that his son posted about him? Who would have thought? We think Kirk Franklin has it all together. Then how could he sing songs that made you smile and cry and push through your pain? Like, no, he'll never put more on me than I can bear. Or T.D. Jakes. He's like preaching to all these people and everything, and you're like, he has it all together. Him always a write book and always I do this. And then here comes this big international pastor and his daughter get pregnant. Then is what? So he has his mountain too. Why am I sharing this? Because we all have something that we're facing. We all have something that we are like, we can't deal with. And you never, ever, ever know what the person on the other fence is going through. What you do know, or should remember, is that the same God who T.D. Jakes served, who Kirk Franklin served, who Nadine served, is the same God that you are serving, hopefully, and he will keep you. He will carry you. And I'm like, choo, choo, choo. Look at Philippians 4, verses 6 and 7. Don't worry about a thing. Some of us read that and we stop right there and we don't read the rest of the verse. Then the next line says, pray about everything. And then some of us stop there and we don't go forward. But God gives us the answer right there. He says in the next line, tell God about everything. Tell God what you need. That's the New Living Translation. So don't worry about anything. Pray about everything. Tell God what you need. But it doesn't stop there either. It says, thank him for all he has done. What a way we love beg God and not thank him. And then we should, of course, learn to pause and listen to what he is saying. But it didn't stop there either. Verse 7 says, the peace that passes all understanding. I tell you, some peace that is a peace that you're in the midst of the fire and you don't know why you're smiling. Well, you do know, but you can't believe it. It's that peace that we're talking about. So the verse doesn't say, pray about everything and ask God and tell God what you need and all the problems will disappear. No, it says, then the peace which you can't understand will keep your heart and your soul. So that means that whether or not the fire out or the storm top or the problem disappears, you will still be kept in the peace of God. That's my devo for you today. Now, I've had some struggles, holy plenty, many much. And one of them was believing that I could write songs. I tired for hear prophecy. You shall be writing songs. I'm like, sure, right. Well, one day we got an invitation to go to Connecticut. And we're in the host's house and we're just there praying and praising God, playing the piano and everything. And all of a sudden, a song started to come. And this is the birthing of the song. Take a look. It's for your glory and it's on my best. Let me express with all I have within me. Remember? So I get away into my quiet place. Okay, so I say that same line again. So let me express with all I have within me. That's it, right? Mm-hmm. Through the tears of joy, I want you now to see. As I say to you, Waymaker, joy giver, peace speaker. That's who you are to me, my healer, strong tower, redeemer. That's who you are to me, Waymaker. Listen. When my friend Carrie sent that video, I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know she was taping. But that was a birthing of something new and fresh. The first time we sang the song at the conference, we only did the chorus because we were like, nobody not gonna like his song. Second session, we did the verse and the chorus. Third session, we did the 2 verses and the chorus. And by the end of the conference, boy, they made it their theme song. Waymaker, joy giver, peace speaker, that's who you are to me. My healer, strong tower, redeemer, that's who you are to me. So fast forward, this is November 2015 that song was written. December or January 1, 2016, we sang the song, we meaning Perpetual Sounds of Praise. We sang it at Genesis. And thank God we did, because a few weeks after that, Sinach comes out with her song. So I'm like, wait a minute, me not sing that song there. Because Sinach is known all over the world, and you know, they're gonna think I took her song and blah blah. So I put the song away. Long story short, my team members decided that you are going to sing your song. And throughout this series, you'll hear me talk about my book, and you'll even see it on the set, Sing Your Song. My darlings, whatever God has put in you, don't stop. Whatever dream you have and you know it's from heaven, don't stop. God is going to make a way where there seemed to be no way. And with God, all things are possible. Now here is the group performing the song, Waymaker, that's who you are to me. This is the Nadine Blair Show. Be blessed with the song. You're gonna make a way where there seemed to be no way. You're gonna turn it around for my good. Yes, you are. You're gonna make a way where there seemed to be no way. Oh, you're gonna turn it around. Mama, sing all of the song. There are times when life gets so confusing. What shall I do? Where do I begin? Me no know what to do, me no know who to talk to. There's a place where I can find assurance. Me go in a me prayer closet, I lean on you and I begin to sing.
So I get away into my quiet place, and there I bask in His mercy and His grace.
And I say to you, Waymaker, joy giver, come on now, peace speaker, that's who you are,
That's who you are to me.
my healer, strong tower, redeemer, that's who you are, Zanetta.
That's who you are to me.
I'm sure to grow when I am in your presence. My will gets lost in yours and I'm at peace. No matter where I face, I know the outcome.
see under the bush. Bridge over troubled waters. Hey, part in the troubled sea. You're gonna make me happy when the sadness is building up. You're gonna fix it. Hey, you're gonna get up off your throne if you have to. You're gonna fix it, my God. You're gonna fight my enemy. You're my strong tower. You're my help. You're my leader. Thank you, Lord. You're King of glory. And I really pray that that was a blessing for someone. He is going to fix it. He's going to get up off his throne if he has to. He is going to fight for you. He is going to make a way where you are there thinking, this can't fix. God is going to make a way for you. I believe it. I receive it on your behalf. I pray it over you, over your situation right now. God is going to and has made a way for you. He's that kind of God. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back. This is the Nadine Blair Show. Thank you for watching.
We'll be right back with the Nadine Blair Show. The Nadine Blair Show comes to you with the kind support of Caribbean Gospel TV, CGTV, Light from the Caribbean, lighting the world, Dr. Phil Entertainment, great audio, great video, superior quality, Love TV, Milan Events Rental, Luxury Lifestyle. Check them on Instagram at Milan Events Rentals, Gorgeous Flowers, Alison Dexter and Almade Designs, Allowed to Shine Ministries and Hardcore Productions.
I tell you, you are watching the Nadine Blair Show, and my prayer is that you are being blessed. I have a guest with me, and I'm really excited to talk with this talentful woman of God. I'm talking about Rev Leonie Samuels. Reverend Samuels, it's so good to have you on the show.
It's so good to be here.
Now, Reverend Samuels is a reverend. She is a poet. She is a mother. She was a teacher, a principal. What else you do, miss?
Lecturer.
Lecturer.
You name it, I've done it.
What are the many
Actress.
hats? Actress. And I said poet already.
Yes.
I've watched you. I've admired you. You're a giver. You've helped at you've been the one of the head at the home, a girls' home. Yadel girls' home.
Yes.
What was your role there?
Manager.
Manager. And you've done so much, and always with a smile. Now, let's talk a little bit about way back when. Where did Sister Leonie get all her smile from?
Okay, well, probably from my mom, because she's known as Sister Freddy.
Sister Freddy, I like it.
A very friendly woman, powerful woman, great woman, best mother ever. Yeah, so I grew up in the country, Manchester.
Yes,
Courick
cool.
district. Bush.
Aye.
But I would not trade that for anything in the world, you know. And our childhood now, in hindsight, we didn't know that we were poor, but we didn't know it. Because my father was a farm worker and my mother was a farmer until I get her into early childhood education behind her back. That's another story.
You got your mom into...
Yes, but I signed her up, man. She was too talented to be planting ground.
that moment when the child knows better than the matter.
Yes, I signed her up and she did extremely well at it. But, you know, we grew up, we had our... You know, we never had much at times, but we weren't hungry. So we had our fruits and we had our... Yeah. We play, we climb tree, run up and down, and I was a tomboy.
I was just going to ask you.
I made trucks. I didn't like the feminine stuff, but I made trucks with my brothers. I made gig and catapult and climb tree. And hop truck.
How many siblings do you have, sisters and brothers?
Well, that question has to be taken in context.
Okay.
Because there are 6 of us that my mom and my dad has, but my dad is a one of those guys. He went abroad and he has 6 other kids over there. So I am the third of 12.
Oh.
But the third of 6.
Yes, for
the first marriage.
Yes. Yes.
But growing up was fun, and we had a very Christian family. We had devotion. Oh, Jesus, because it was very cold in Manchester, but when my dad gets up and starts to sing, don't try to tell me that. Don't
That's
make
right.
him reach a God is dead. Before you're up out of the bed for devotions. And, you know, I used to receive this very special prayer.
Yeah.
Because they would pray for all 6 of us. But I noticed when they get to me, they would skip my name. And then they come back, you know, man. They call the other 5 and said, Lord, but you see that little one, Jesus.
Wow.
Who are in the hollow of your hands?
What message did that send to your mind as a child?
No, man, they vexed Nadine. I was upset because they were like, a good mama pray for you. I felt that they're picking on me, but little did I know that they saw something in me that I, you know, I wasn't able to see at that tender age, but I got a lot of coverage. And interestingly, Nadine, I started school early. I started school with my big brother and big sister.
So you were bright then and you're still bright now?
Oh, I started reading before I started going to basic school. So they said she can't read. I started reading Psalm 8. Don't ask me how I picked up the book. My granny gave me a Bible and I was reading Psalm 8 and crowd come down.
Yes.
I said, no man, she figure out school.
Yes.
So I was sent to the Shudley basic school, and everybody start leave school and go a big elementary school left me because I never catch age.
Oh.
But it was fun growing up, and you know, enough love in the home, and prayer and church was a must. Whether mumps or measles or fever, whatever.
You have to carry yourself, go to church, carry the sickness too.
Yes, Mama would say at least the church service was already kept, and if you're dead in a church, then bury you in the back. So church was not an option.
Yes.
So we grew up in the word and with prayer and understand the power of fasting, even though most times I just go for the crackers. You know, that crackers taste different.
During fasting, it's like oxtail.
Yeah, fasting crackers just different, you know?
Yes.
But we grew up and I got baptized pretty early, but at age 10. But guess what? No, nobody in the district never really agreed with me baptized, you know? Because they said, no, so she too feisty, because I was very lippy and I was very intent when the sermons are being preached. And I would take notes and I would speak with the preachers if I hear something that did not line up with the word.
Hurt you.
You know, children are not supposed to do that.
Yes.
I would take them on.
And you would say, this is what I read, and you
this is what
said
you
this.
preach. And,
Yes.
you know, and I got into a lot of trouble for that. So people.
But do you think, though, that all of that helped to frame who you are now?
Yes, a foundation was being built. But you know, the community in which I live, persons would have interpreted that as being rude and harder. So I get most beaten out of all the siblings.
Yes.
We get licked, man. We talk back to people. And all those stuff. But a lady, I remember they called her mother. She was from another church. You know the church when they knock jump? A Poco church, yes, ma'am. Mother was Mother was very interested in my life, and she said, "Uno, see that little girl,
Yes.
baptize him, because if we do not catch him now, uno na catch her again."
Yes.
And then they baptized me at age 10, and you know, from then I embraced my Christian principles right through high school. Yeah, man, I was a
Which
kid.
high school you went?
Homewood, the Homewood
Show off,
Technical
you see?
High School. Yes, and I would play. My dad taught me to play the guitar.
You can play guitar?
Yes, man, we can string.
Where is the guitar? When I have a guitar? Fling it back, fling it back.
And I can play, and I would play at devotion at school, and when I take devotion, man, things happen.
Yes.
But even then, it just never dawned on me that the Lord was still making a way for
where
me.
there seemed to be no
way.
way.
Those were very good years. Well, most of it actually, not the boarding part.
You used to board too?
No, Jesus, I'm bored with some people. So
So why you have to board? Oh, home. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, home was like 8 to 10 miles away from home.
And back then, car much never keep.
No, and the finances was not there to pay the school bus.
Yes.
And to take care of all. So a family member, which shall remain nameless,
Oh Lord.
was living in the area, the town where the school was. Nadine, I got bored with the people them. Ever hear about separation? And
Oh my God.
I never knew it was child abuse. But I was just too happy to have somewhere to go.
Stay,
To stay. But a lot of horrible stuff happened in that home.
Yeah.
I'm a girl, I joke that did one time. They carried 3 big fowl come for me kill, weighing about 25 pounds.
How old were you then?
12 going 13.
You got killed foul, man.
Yes, ma. But me did kind of a boy. But I did get
Farm
the job.
boy.
Yes, I did get the job done, and there was a place where I disposed of the head and the feather and the, the entrails. And I went to the library. But lo and behold, when I came back, because I wasn't given dinner, I was told that the food isn't enough for the 5 persons at the home.
Wow.
So oftentimes I wouldn't be fed dinner. And but that evening, that Saturday when I come back, I was told by the female half of the couple, you did not dip on the table.
Yeah.
I was happy because I was really hungry. Nadine, when I went and opened the container, the 3 fowl head was very stewed, busting a 2 with iron beak intact, waiting on me for my dinner. Yeah.
What did you do?
I screamed. I screamed. I panicked. I panicked. The head was just looking at me.
Yeah.
And you don't do that to a child, and other horrible stuff, but through it all,
Yes.
God was making a way for me to finish high school.
Yes.
Because if I'd gone home, my mother would not have been, by this time Daddy would have gone. And, my mother could not have, she was working like $86 a month.
No, you can't call them figure there, you have to put it in perspective. That's
That's
like what?
$14
thousands
less than $100.
Yeah.
86 Jamaican dollars monthly was my mother's, what they call
Wow.
it, subsidy, as an early childhood educator.
That was many years ago.
Oh yes, it just gave away my age. So it was a way to finish high school.
Yes.
So I stuck it out and took up with the glory.
Would you know what I'm thinking about the verse that I just talked about? Were you praying your way through all of this? Did you talk to God? Did you have?
I pray for till. I pray, you see, and then because probably of the poor nutrition, I was sick. I was always sick.
Lord.
I couldn't do high jump, you see. Hey, when I go to PE, no matter how high the barrier is, I would scale it.
Yes.
But remember, so when I hit that sponge, I'm going to end up at the hospital.
Really?
Yeah, I was a very good athlete with high jump. But it wasn't until I went to UTech I realized I was really suffering from malnutrition.
Wow.
Because Nadine, I had toothpaste for my dinner. I learned to reserve my toothpaste, not to brush my teeth. But when I come home, I would get an inch of the toothpaste and I would eat it and drink water, and that was my dinner. And when I go to school in the mornings, I go to Nurse Federgel. She would give us one of the chewable gas tablets because gas being hooked me up.
Wow.
Not even a cup of tea I would get to go to school.
I'm listening to you and I know that there are persons who may not be going through the said same thing, as country people would say, but walking a similar path of not getting all they need, not having all they need. And I really hope that you're hearing that. I'm looking at you now, you're smiling through everything. She's just like smiling through. And I believe that your posture during that time was a positive one too, because you make up your mind. If you're gonna take in toothpaste and say, I'm gonna do this because I have to go to high school and I have to do this time. So drinks water and
I had a made up mind that I have to get this one because I was the first person to have passed the common entrance in my family.
What?
So I had to stock it. I had to stock it out. Yes, but my name was the only one in the newspaper that year for my school. A big something. So because I didn't get a little food, I stopped.
Yes.
No, I had to go on. And God is good. I passed all my subjects.
There you go. So in the midst of, you can still have a positive mindset.
Just have a gold goal inside, or a golden goal inside.
Yes.
You just have something in sight. Because I know that education, from then early I knew that education is the key out of poverty. So I really had, even when I was studying for my
You know,
CXC,
say the prayer them keep you.
yes, man, them special prayers there.
Yeah.
And even when I was doing my CXCs, I could not use the people, them electricity. I had to go and sit under the street lamp out by the road.
Yeah.
And you know, them time the street light yellow.
Them no white light,
The
no.
fluorescent light, no. They were very yellow.
Yes.
So you have to squint up your eye to see, you know,
Yes.
the work. And I never had textbooks.
Yes.
I went through high school, one textbook, but I make sure I go to the library and use and borrow other people's books, and you know, wow. No, in hindsight. And I must mention my librarian, Angel. There was a librarian at the Christiana Library. I didn't get to know that lady's name, but because I had so many chores to do on Saturdays, because the people with whom I lived would have pressured me to wash one big old Malibu car and to clean this everlasting apartment house before I could go to the library. So library would have closed half day on a Saturday. So by the time I get to the library lock. But that librarian would sit in there and wait because she knew I was coming.
Wow.
And she see me come and she'd open the door and I could stay as long as I want. And I would have noticed when I get up to leave, when I leave the library, she would be right behind me. And you know, I'm saying, you know,
This is an angel.
I didn't get her name. But God made a way at the library because He knew I needed the resources there to go from.
Waymaker.
Yes, even when we don't ask Him,
Yes.
He is still,
Yes.
you know, making a way.
Awesome. Awesome.
But life was without its challenges because I had a childhood sweetheart. Yes, man, Jesus. Yes,
Love come.
yes, man, love come long time. But you know, he was my main cheerleader. Nadine, I cannot talk on your show how much older than me this person was.
Wow.
And it caused my daughter don't know, so she can't watch it. But he would have inspired me,
Yes.
challenged me, sent me little notes with him, sister.
Yes.
And encouraged me to, you know.
People, this is Rev. Blushing.
Yes. And he would have encouraged me to, you know, do what I had. Oh, Jesus, Nadine. He was just there because when people learned of our friendship, it caused a big problem for both families. Because nobody would have made a vex to know in hindsight me. Look, I would have brought my shot. But then he was the only person whom I could have sat down and had a conversation with.
And with all that you were going through.
Yes, he understood
yeah.
me very well. He would have bought appropriate books for me. I remember the first book he bought, How to Build Bridges to Other People. I still have that book then, Nadine.
Google. Download.
Yes, but and he waited. And when I left, when I was about to leave high school, the unthinkable, not the unthinkable, the inevitable happened. I get pregnant. Yeah, I got pregnant, and then my whole life turned upside down, inside out. But the Waymaker always make it away from me, and it turned out that child died.
What?
I never had any support. I never had any food to eat.
So how did that affect your schooling?
No, by the time I had finished high school, so I was now pregnant.
Right.
And then the baby died. For 2 months, for 2 weeks rather, I was walking around with this dead baby in my body. Waymaker, Lord, I love you. I love you. And I remember I went to the doctor because the child's father's family, I wasn't good enough for their boy. And they didn't encourage inter-community relationships, so you know it caused a problem. And I almost lost my life. When I went to the hospital, they didn't treat me well. As a little girl, you know, you were ostracized and all that. I almost lost my life. But you know, Nadine, the Waymaker again showed up at that point when I was 16 plus, going to 17. The night when I was in the hospital, I was in labor. Labor was induced. Nadine, I had a friend, you know, a girl who was of unsound mind in the hospital, and she, you know, there was a particular radio personality that she was crying out for, and she was hospitalized. And Nadine, that girl came to my bed. She would just cuss and carry on and use expletives in the hospital during the days and disturb everybody. That night while I was on that bed, because they were not attending to me, trying to give birth to a dead baby, that girl came over my bed, held on to the little metal rail, and she started praying. She said, Jesus, you know, she said, the girl I got dead. Her name was Jackie, I never forget her. You know, she said, the girl I got dead. God no make she dead. please, if anybody fit dead in here tonight, make me dead.
Oh God.
That's a prayer the girl prayed for me, and Nadine, believe me. I remember the baby coming out after she prayed that prayer, and I passed out. I looked at that dead baby and I passed out. I don't remember anything else. It was the morning, and I woke up and looked across. Jackie's bed was empty, so I was like, "Where did move Jackie gone?" She was dead.
Oh my God.
She was dead. Yeah.
The power of our words.
Power of
I'm
our
talking
words.
with Reverend Leonie Samuels. What a powerful story of how God can turn things around. And he heard the prayer of someone who wasn't necessarily a Christian.
No.
He made a way.
Made a way.
We're going to take a break. You're watching the Nadine Blair Show. We'll be right back.
The Nadine Blair Show comes to you with the kind support of Caribbean Gospel TV, CGTV, Light from the Caribbean, lighting the world. Dr. Phil Entertainment, great audio, great video, superior quality. Love TV, Milan Events Rental, luxury lifestyle. Check them on Instagram at Milan Events Rentals. Gorgeous Flowers, Alison Dexter and Almade Designs. Allowed to Shine Ministries and Hardcore Productions.
The Nadine Blair Show.
Welcome back. You are watching the Nadine Blair Show, and my guest, Reverend Leonie Samuels. She was talking with us about her experience growing up. That experience of giving birth to a dead baby. I can't imagine.
Honestly.
But the story never ended here.
No, darling.
It continued. Rev?
That's right. That is so right. You know, but I went to the hospital, Nadine. The Waymaker showed up again. I never had any visitor. Nobody came to see me. I was just there. And there was this girl. She had her baby, went home, came back 2 weeks later and saw me. And she said, "Girl, what are you still doing here? Come home with me." And she took me to her yard in St. Elizabeth. No,
So you had nowhere to go.
Nobody came to see me. And I was.
How old were you?
16 going 17. I wasn't fully 17 yet. I wasn't 17 yet. I was 17. I would have been 17 in May. So I was 16 plus. And the girl took me home with her and said about this dead stranger. Waymaker, we're talking about here. And when I went there, it was a thatched roof and clay floor. They had a wooden bed with white sheets, and the people revered me. They carry water in them nice basic and give me tidy. And they fed me pork and sweet cassava.
That's it.
And they took care of me. I spent 3 months with that family. 3 months, and nobody knew where I was. And I've lost contact of her. Her name is Anna. I would do anything to find her. But they nursed me back to health. And then, when I had sent out many applications, and when I went back home, I realized I heard from CAS, UTech now, and I got accepted to Church Teachers College. I got accepted to Kingston School of Nursing, and I got about 4 acceptance letters, but no money. And yes, acceptance, but no money, because daddy's not there, and nobody don't care about my business again. And my child's father, who was taken away from me, can't afford him, can't take him away, can't afford, take him away. The family took him away from me.
Wow.
So I had literally no support,
yes.
And no support, Nadine. But then again, something happened, and somebody gave me $300. Woo! And I packed my suitcase, and I head with my suitcase and my guitar, and I head to town. I don't know where town there, but I'm going. I go, and then I got to the place where the bus from country stop. Them said they I'm downtown. I said, I go, you take up cars, a papid. And the man said 50 cents to carry me up on the suitcase.
Wow. Now say like students I'm here now.
This
like
was
50 cents.
This was in 1985. Guys.
Wow.
Yes. And I had $300. I had $300, and the taxi took me to up to cars. But my intention was to board, because I nah go back to country. If it kills me. When I got there, I was like 2 weeks late. Classes were already in progress. So the persons at the post office held up my telegram, Nadine.
They didn't
Bad
know where
man are wicked. They held up my telegram. So when I got to I keep saying UTech, but it was cast
back
yes.
then, right?
Classes was well underway, so I overnighted with a lecturer, and then a third year student took me in, and there and helped me on my very way. To God be the glory.
Wow.
And
You had a lot of angels
yes,
on your journey.
the waymaker, always,
Yes.
always looking out for me. It wasn't always easy. And then I got a job and was able to send back. Got a job paying me $40 per week, $5 per hour. That's a lot of money.
Wow.
8 hours working in the library, typing documents at the office, working in the canteen. I threw myself in, and you know, I earned wherever there was the opportunity to earn. I tried to earn, and I didn't just take care of me. I remember Mama and the other little one them down
yes,
here.
yes.
So God has been a waymaker throughout my life, and in this up there when I got one day, you know, when I was in third year, the head of department called me to a meeting. We said, "What me do?" When I went, they said I was selected to go represent the college.
Well, look at that.
Look at that! To Iowa State University as an exchange student. You might ask me if I have a passport, but I don't even know a name. So,
sir.
what is it? It was in the St. Gilbert year.
Hey, Gilbert.
Yes, in Gilbert year. And they did all the documentation.
1988.
And yes, and in the same time of Gilbert, I think when there was a murder of some entertainers during that same time, just say fire.
Yes, yes.
Those people, yeah, that time. It was right in the heat of that. And I picked plane and I went and
Whoosh out of here.
Bush out of here, represented my college abroad, and you know, came back, graduated and got an award, and entered into my teaching career. Waymaker, always looking out for me. So you know, I've worked at all levels of the education system.
And share some of the schools that you've
I have taught.
Yes, you've tutored at.
Dunoon Technical was my first stop, and then I went to Holy Childhood High.
Yes.
I taught at Papine, I taught at Andrews for a little bit, and then I taught at Mavis Bank. I watched at school through went through a change, through secondary, then vocational, then high. I spent 11 years there.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I left from Mavis Bank to Yadel. Where I became,
Yadel?
Yes, Yadel Group of Schools,
Yes.
where I served as a principal.
Just say it with a hook
Yes, Yadel. Where I served as a principal.
Hey, principal.
Yes, man.
Oh, Lord.
Waymaker again.
Waymaker.
I'm telling you, he's always looking out for me.
God,
And you know,
good.
at time would not have permitted Nadine for me to just, you know, as I'm here thinking, I'm just seeing where the Lord God Almighty has always been going before me and making a way, opening the doors and causing things to happen for me. Oh, I can't leave out this big junk, Nadine. Me say the acting part. I saw one.
Because you have to go do one of your poems then.
Yes.
But carry on.
I saw an advertisement and I went and they said audition. And I said, what audition mean? They said, how come so? Yes, and I acted out something and landed a role. Yes, man. And
In a play.
And I've done several plays on the local scenes. That's how I supported myself through
Very
college.
talented.
Yes,
Very
man.
gifted.
Several rude plays. Some of them know me that I forgot how I watch them because they were very rude. Back then. Look here, my past is my pulpit. And you know, enough church people when they get
like
saved.
that.
Yes, pastor my pulpit. You know, I'm in a church, I worship in a waymaker. And somebody touching upon my shoulder, hey, are you coming at Obia wedding? Where people are worship. And it was, you know, funny, it was satirical, and it had some cultural, you know, activities in there that were not in keeping with Church of God principles.
Glory to God.
So, until today, there are people who hold against me. They can't figure say it and play on my little script.
Yes.
Me a Christian, hello, me saved, sanctified.
Saved.
I heart very safe. But I'm telling you, that was a good time. We went on tour, went overseas, and
that's awesome.
And I also was with the Car Folk Singers.
What?
So I got a lot of exposure. Waymaker.
What would have happened if Rev had decided at 12, 13 to say, I'm going to give up. I can't do this. She held on to something. Thank God for those prayers.
Yes. Prayer for mother. Power of the prayer for praying mother.
Thank God. And they skip you over and pray for everybody else.
Yes.
And come back and put on a series of prayer.
But you see, the prayer thing here, Nadine, I must tell you this. You know, me backslide though, I come back college.
Yes,
Yes,
it will happen, but the prayer did that keep you.
One night, I got one dancing. I got one dancing, and while I was there with my dancing, I went to tile, you know, I move.
Yes.
So me, I look, you know.
Look to see who was
No,
you.
I was looking, and the guy was like, my girl, I expect somebody. I pity him will know, say, me I expect to see Mass Jesus show up at the in a white gown and say, what are you
Wow.
doing here? So even though I was in that backslidden state, I still had that conviction. So the prayer would have still, being planted in me and being resonated in me. So I knew I was having fun, but it rang.
Wow.
But it took me a while to find my way back. Thanks be to God for the 13 years of grace. He extended his hand toward me. And
now you are a pastor.
yes, miss.
Because before we have the time. All right, you served at Yadel, and that in itself was a journey.
Yes.
Because Yadel Home for Girls is looking at troubled, young people.
And that too, because when I went to Bible college, I said, but God is so intentional. I did my practicum at the Women's Center.
So you got training. I never did know that
because
there you're gonna go.
And I said, when I saw the girls with their babies, I remembered my experience and the lack of support. So it moved me to the women's home, and that compassion, that my bowels of compassion was open up to these girls. So I went there for a year, but that would have helped me tremendously at Yadel, because I went to Yadel thinking, all right, I'm saved, I'm sanctified, because when I went to Yadel, I would have served as the associate pastor with Bishop Ronald Blair for 3.5 years.
My daddy.
Yes, awesome experience. Female pastor at the biggest church in the Caribbean. God, to God, Waymaker.
Yes.
He created that opportunity for me, and it is such, I get teary-eyed each time I talk about it. So when I went to Yadel now, I thought I'm a pastor now, and I have teaching experience. I've been dealing with teenage girls. I'm ready for this, and I could handle it. Master God. I thought I was so full of love, but these girls, they are wonderful girls, but trust me, they encountered.
They needed the support that you didn't get.
And they are hurting. They are rejected. All cases that can be for they are abandoned. They need love, and they take things out on you. Yeah, they just see you as an adult who may have hurt them, even though you're trying to help them. And to be, honestly, I was impacted. I was helped. I was rubbed down by the experience, and prepared for even serving now as a pastor. I am much better for that 7 years I spent with the girls at the Yadel, and I love them with all my heart. But pastoring is my passion. I
and now you are pastoring
with
whole heap of passion, whole heap of experience, whole heap of knowing that God will make a way.
Always.
Now, I want you to do 2 more things as we get ready to wrap. You write poems.
Oh, yes.
We don't have time to hear no whole heap of all of it. So I'm going to ask you to read or, share with us a part of a poem that you've written. And so we can undo the action, something you do, just be you.
Just be me. All right.
And I'm going to give you maybe a minute and a half, and we'll see.
All right, this one, being a teacher, recently with the excitement of teachers migrating and all the complaint of low salary, I've been a teacher, and I never had a problem, but the Lord called me from it. But this one is to help to motivate some teachers. It says, pot a boil, food enough, rain a fall teachers, and dirty tough. But make we stay strong. Make we stay committed to the them education. Lord Jesus, staying strong in trying times when everything I try blow my mind. Money is just so hard to find. Trust me, me no blind. Being a teacher in Jamaica, Lord God, the salary maga. The only reason why whole heap of teachers still there is because they never get no visa. Trust me, but some of we a die-hard teacher ambassador. Joe, me not run go far in the free yard. Go live as citizen abroad. Go live as a second-class citizen abroad. No, sir. We are stay right here, so, and trust me, God, we are going to stay strong teachers no matter what they go along. Me committed to the children's education, and we are going to relax and just take some motivation. Teachers don't listen to me. Pay attention. Every single solitary professional out there pass through free hand. Astronaut, actor, barber, bartender, and bank assistant, computer technician, chef and carpenter, DJ, dentist and doctor, electrician, entrepreneur and economist, farmer, fireman, financial analyst, geologist and gynecologist, human ecologist and hairstylist, inventor, investigator, missionary, internist, janitor, judge and the journalist, KFC worker and the karate kickist, lawyer, landlord and the logistics, manager and the musicologist, nurse, space navigator, the novelist, open heart surgeon and the oncologist, pastor, politician and police, quantity surveyor, real estate seller, sales clerk, and school gate seller and soldier, teacher, truck, bus and taxi driver, university professor, vet, videographer and the vlogger, welder, weightlifter and writer, yes man, and the exhumer and the x-ray taker and the zoologist, and all the man will drive the zimmer pass through we had.
Yeah.
So teachers, the list is long but nowhere near exhaustion, yeah. Rain or fall, sister, brother teacher, and dirty tough, pot up well, you know. But me, you know, I said the food not enough. But we are going to stay strong. And we are going to sit down in our island because me and you committed to the children's education.
Ay, ay, ay. That was beautiful. And I know you only did a part of it. That was so good. People, Reverend Leonie Samuels.
Yes, now pastoring in the Richmond, my beautiful Richmond family.
St. Mary.
St. Mary, yes, I've been relocated.
That's the New Testament Church of God.
Yes.
I thank you so much
Thank you, Nadine.
for
It's a pleasure.
sharing. You've shared so many valuable nuggets, and I pray that our people watching, listening, have been blessed and encouraged that you don't have to give up. You don't have
Waymaker,
to.
man.
Yeah, the Waymaker will
We'll make a way.
He will.
And he will make a way. I didn't get to tell about the vehicle and the car, but he'll make a way.
He'll make a way.
He made a way for me. He will make a way for you.
Yeah, and thank you for all you do for my family. You are beautiful.
Thank you. My
Yeah.
honor. to
Yes,
serve.
yes. She loves and serves my mom and my dad well, even till today. People, it's been such a pleasure, and we're coming to the end of Series 1, Episode 1 of the Nadine Blair Show. What did you gain? Were you encouraged? You going to come back next time? I want to say thank you so much from my heart. To God be all the glory.
Great.
Let me say a quick prayer for you. Father, you are in control, in charge, and you know us better than we know ourselves. I pray, Lord, that you will just go before us and touch someone that is watching right now and maybe giving up in their storm. Help them to remember that you will make a way. You will turn things around for their good. They don't have to worry. They just have to pray. Tell God what they need and thank Him for all He has done. In Jesus' name, amen. I want to say thanks to all the partners who have come to make this happen. All my friends, you've seen the little logos at the bottom of the screen throughout the show. All of them are loving enough. Phil, Omar, Cass, Allison, if I start calling them, you're in trouble. Anna, everybody, Ella, my parents, thank you. And to God be all the glory. Oh, and God, this one is for you.
Sing your song.
Sing your song. I'm Nadine Blair. Have a fabulous, fabulous rest of the week. Thank you for watching.
You're gonna make a way where there seemed to be no way. You're gonna turn it around for my good. Yes, you are. You're gonna make a way where there seemed to be no way.
She's got heart, she's got style, and she'll make it worth your while. She's got good news to help you. Get rid of the stress, just relax and be blessed. Listen, watch and grow with the Nadine Blair Show. Won't you come on in and be blessed? That's what you get when you're on the Nadine Blair Show. You'll be pointed to the Most High. Oh yeah, that's what you get when you're on the Nadine Blair Show. You will be lifted and blessed by the Lord Most High.
The Nadine Blair Show comes to you with the kind support of Caribbean Gospel TV, CGTV, Light from the Caribbean, lighting the world. Dr. Phil Entertainment, great audio, great video, superior quality. Love TV, Milan Events Rental, luxury lifestyle. Check them on Instagram at Milan Events Rentals. Gorgeous Flowers, Alison Dexter and Almade Designs. Allowed to Shine Ministries and Hardcore Productions.